Yeah, what really needs to happen right now is is we all come together to get embrace our group to pretty much like to pretty much push them to allow volition to come back. And with that being like said, I would like for Saints Row 5 to be released and made by Volition and published by Deep Silver and basically like basically published by by like will basically be published like basically like published by Deep Silver and with that basically having Volition finally releasing the like having Volition make, develop, and release like do what the fans wanted all along and basically have like a way to give the fans what they wanted in Saints Row 5.
I can't spend too much here.
And basically having Volition finally having a way to make, develop, release, and get like Saints Row 5 published. And we need to basically end up having like basically a way to end up basically ending up like basically having like Saints Row 5 being, you know, developed and having like 4 to 5, maybe 6 playable protagonists. And having the whole spooky Halloween thing being tied to like Got Out of Hell, and having, instead of it being like Got Out of Hell, it would be called The Tour Down to Hades, and would see like a lot of people down there in Hades, from ancient biblical figures such as Sisyphus, Ixion, and Tantalus, and the Nereid, and those women who killed their husbands, and having Al Capone, having like John Dillinger, Bugs Moran, all those legendary gangsters from like 30, 40, or 50, maybe 60 years ago. Like 60 plus years ago. Having all those gangsters, legendary gangsters from 60 plus years ago being unlockable. And those orientation guides, all voiced by the Undertaker, and having the legendary dead man himself, the Undertaker, voicing as Hades himself, having that deep, dark, brooding, intimidating as shit aura applied to Hades himself. And the orientation guide locations, and there being the gates of Hades on fire, just like the rest of Hades being on fire, with ghouls and people being down there in Hades. And having like a handful of celebrities, like having basically like Michael Jackson being like all those dead celebrities being voiced by somebody else. But also having Michael Jackson finally being able to like accurately tell his story from his perspective from beyond the grave accurately, and having the most terrifying creature in all of biblical history, which is Cerberus, a smoldering, lava-soaked and lava-drenched and lava-dripping and fire-soaked huge muscle-bound Cerberus, all pitch jet black, with a growl of a billion demons combined with the snarls of a mixture of a lion, a wolf, and a bear, and with the demonic hiss of an emu, snake, cat, scorpion, and spider combined when hunting. And the venomous acidic saliva of a snake and a spider and a scorpion, and bees, wasps, carpenter bees, bumblebees, hornets, wasps, all all of them, and with the poisonous potency of the toxic pufferfish organs combined, and with the biblically accurate weight of 5,000 pounds applied to the in-game Cerberus, with the strength of every strong-ass mammal creature combined into one, like, attacks. And with that being said, like having that being a DLC or an extension of the main Saints Row 5 campaign, where all of Hades is on fire, all of it. There are ghouls, which are the first level sinners that have not paid their dues to regain or reclaim their previous forms from their former life. And the second level of damned souls already gained back or reclaimed their previous forms from their former lives. And the high-profile gangsters and high-profile gangs from 60 plus years ago, like having basically their own entire crime families down there with them, and some celebrities, and only the noteworthy, truly noteworthy dead politicians and civil rights activists down there, and celebrities that have died that ended up down there. All of them voiced by somebody different, but biblically accurate sounding of their voices from one to one, like matching the actual real world celebrities that have died over the course of time, and applying the same concept for the underworld part, where it is that like the whole state of San Andreas, applying that map size to the underworld, where each county in the underworld is the sinner's pits, in between Helheim, Hades / Tartarus, and Duat, as the three main cities in the underworld: Helheim, Hades / Tartarus, and Duat. But in the middle of the map would be Mictlantecuhtli, which would be the Mesoamerican underworld, conjoined, shared with the Incans, Aztecans, and Mayans, which half of the fourth city is Mictlantecuhtli, and the other half being like tied to the Asian cultures from around like the Eastern Hemisphere, mixing Thai, Mongolian, Taiwan, Thailand, and Korea, China, and Japan as the bottom of 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 s- of Underworld City Underworld being the fourth main city in the center of of the map, where Underworld is the central hub, where where the Underworld aspect of Central 5 would start, and all of the dynasties from the Mesoamerican and the Asian cultures collide as the demonic forces of both cultures, with hints of of like Australian and Americas, and where also a small portion of Underworld being tied to voodoo as well. All religions, where the borders of 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 like the outskirts of like all four main cities is all Sheol, the Canaanite underworld, all of it, and traversing the entire underworld, and the ending of that underworld arc going to like come to a close in in Hades Tartarus, as the ending of that arc, and battling demons and taking down every underworld god known to man, from Satan to Hades to Mictlantecuhtli, or from Hades to Satan to Tlaloc to Baron Samedi to Izanami to Osiris and Set. Basically like the Saints Row version of God of War, but doing it better. But also with Purgatory being taking place in the ocean, where every ocean god coming together in Atlantis, where it's just one sprawling megapolis under the ocean, helping out mostly Poseidon, because he has his own subsidiary, like his own subsidiary, like a neutral subsidiary, like commission of major ocean gods in his court, in his separate court, separate from Olympus, and helping them out from time to time. And the heavens. Oh, that's where the supernatural arc of Central 5 would come to a close. It's helping out every supreme god dealing with Yahweh's bullshit. Hold on, guys. Gotta go do something else. I am back. But like I was saying, maybe, just maybe,
So really,
like having like to free up like a couple of archangels,
my friends can wait.
such as Archangel Michael and Archangel Gabriel, like having every other archangel
We should go shopping more.
to be freed up from being imprisoned
Around here.
in the celestial vacuum
Dancing. Wanna join?
between the mortal realm and the heavens, and having them being freed up
Priorities?
to help take down Metatron, the right-hand man of Yahweh, and having Saints Row 5
Cosmos sound really
being like ending up like taking down Yahweh for the first time, only to be betrayed by all the archangels, and having all the other gods finally wiping out those traitorous archangels that portray the 5, maybe 6 playable protagonists,
big shindig.
thusly ending the afterlife arc. But having the underworld,
Too much here.
Atlantis, and the heavens being revisitable through a golden white
I'm not
portal,
any calls today.
a red fiery portal, and the aqua,
Sound
like crimson aqua, blue or bluish green portal.
priorities? What priorities?
In like the 3rd Street Saints' previous like headquarters in the Steelport penthouse in the basement, where
Do you want to
where either one of the 6 playable protagonists could go and go revisiting those places and having those portals always open, where you could go back and forth,
wanna join?
and they're all connected and linked up together in one another's realm,
I'm not your girlfriend. Get it?
and having a greenish blue,
This can wait.
having like a green
Understand.
and blue,
We should go shopping more.
like a green and blue realm or portal being have like a blotchy blue, like solid hard blue and solid hard green color over the arch in the very gateway or portal to the mortal realm.
Really good right now. I'll wait until she's gone.
And having
So I finally saw
like
amazing
having like
discount.
basically having
Go to church right now.
having
Yours tonight if the money's right.
basically having
Joshburg is
like finally being able to eliminate like the main antagonist of the supernatural arc being Jesus Christ, finally offing him in the heavens, and his body goes crashing down to earth. And with that being said, that would be all for the supernatural arc. And for the gang arc, the gang warfare arc would have the Jacks fighting the 5 new gangs of Steelport. And basically having basically having having Playa from Saints from the vast majority of the Saints Row games, from Saints Row 1 to Saints Row 4, being notified by their cousin, their little cousin, Jackson Hamilton, the brother of Bobby and Amber, being the one to be able to get the green light to start a purple gang, which is called the Jacks, which would be the subsidiary of the Saints. And the Jacks starting on the Magarak Island, and with Playa from the vast majority of the other Saints Row games, as mentioned, being playable and jumping back and forth just like you would in Grand Theft Auto 5, but in separate states. And having the player character from the Saints Row reboot reviving the Saints, taking down the 4 gangs from Santo Ileso, and having the Nuwali taken down, Marshall taken down, the Los Panteros taken down, and the Idols taken down, but having that as the Santo Ileso chapter of the Saints. And then the subsidiary of the Saints being the Jacks Street Gang, which they're like the Saints, the little or the very, very son of the Saints Street Gang. And having the Santo Ileso chapter of the 3rd Street Saints being the other son of the main Third Street Saints gang, and having like once the Saints take over Santo Ileso, they end up going to war with their own brethren, the Jacks. But the Santo Ileso chapter would be disowned, though the player character from the Central reboot gets finally wiped out by their sibling, and double teamed by the player character from the rest of the mainline Central games, like teaming up with Jackson Hamilton, their nephew, to kill off the player character's own twin sibling, the other player character from the Santo Ileso's chapter of the Third Street Saints. Thusly, the Jacks take over both Steelport and Santo Ileso by wiping out Bastet's court, which is a medieval Egyptian, a blue color wearing medieval knights crossbreed with the Egyptian pharaohs type of street gang, where they are like the medieval pharaoh type of street gang, wearing blue, and the Greed Kings being an Orthodox Jewish supremacist, racist, arco-racist, communistic, homosexual, green color wearing Jewish street gang that is LGBTQ and racist and a communistic type of street gang, and having the Horabu, which is a Cholo street gang wearing yellow, and having them wearing yellow, and then the Rogue 99 being one of the final enemy gangs alongside the Second Street Cerberuses being another antagonist gang, where the Rogue 99 are a Polish Persian street gang, while having the Second Street Cerberus as being a Greek street gang, and having the Jacks fighting those gangs and watching those gangs fight each other, and not even needing to do anything to the city, just to watch the map changing colors and watching these five gangs go to war with each other, like you would see in Crackdown, where you would see the icons of each gang, like hovering, like being attached over the heads of each gang member, wearing their specific color. The specific color,
I'm not gonna be taking any longer.
the specific aura color
Wait till she's gone.
of each gang being the color of each gang's icon.
We should go shopping more.
And with that being said, having them coming out of their territories, their own separate territories, to go to war, to try to spread and expand their territories, only for them to regain their territories back from one another,
Don't you judge me,
and then coming back.
girlfriend. Get it?
The longer the Jacks, which is the protagonist gang, remains inactive on the Magarak Island, it would be often that each neighborhood in Steelport, in the news variation of Steelport, which would violently flash each color,
That's what you see.
like it would back in Centro 1 and Centro 2, and a little bit of Grand Theft Auto San Andreas, and seeing like going to
I'm not your
like playing as any one of
Do you want to stay out?
then as the romance option between James and Lita,
I'm all yours tonight if the money's right.
picking who they would end up with
My friends
would be up to the player. But if you go the incest route,
There's a hotel now.
they end up together, not also as brother and sister, but also husband and wife, and they'd have just at least one kid. And that one kid would become the final replacement for the boss from the mainline Saints Row games, from Saints Row 4 onward to Saints Row 1, being replaced with a child of James Hamilton and Lita Hamilton. And having that protagonist being customizable, and being able to go and visit Washington D.C. in the game.
I need it. Don't come around here.
But if you were to play as the child, as the child of the very, well, playing as the very child of James and Lita, the very, very, very own, the very own, child of theirs would start a war with the main Saints, thusly making the Hamilton household the best ever. Thusly after that, having the Jacks being being the official replacement for the 3rd Street Saints, and having to garnish much fanfare, and to have the entire Hamilton / Gutierrez family tree being like having the Hamilton family being the final fan favorite main cast, thusly having that Washington D.C. arc come to a close with Benjamin King, Kinsey Kensington, Shaundi Pierce, and Asha Odekar. Like, all of those main Saints, like the Boss, Johnny Gat, turning Johnny Gat and the rest of the original Saints, plus having like all of the original Saints turn into bad guys, most hated bad guys during the Washington D.C. arc.
So really, how you doing?
Thusly having the player determined or players determined child of James and Lita go to Stillwater,
At least I admit I'm a whore.
and seeing that the Stillwater chapter of the Saints still running Ultor and crippling the Saints Ultor partnership. Thusly, the Masako comes back, Stag comes back, hostilely invading Stillwater, wiping out whatever's left of the 3rd Street Saints, leaving the Jacks, the sole survivors of the internal 3-way civil war, and have the scene, having the cutscene open up like the Mortal Kombat Tower of Power ending of the climb the tower part of the very Mortal Kombat games.
I mean it. Don't come around here. I prefer the Terror House. I'm experiencing.
And the whole supernatural arc being coming to a close as a book, as a picture and text-based book of scenes that recaps the events within the arc being played out like a block of text at the bottom, and the pictures, the still pictures of well within the flipping pages, and having like the book, the 3D rendered and fully animated book called the volition scriptures being coming to a close, and then going and playing as all 5 of the main Hamilton family members, like just like in like GTA 5, like swapping characters like that in the same places if need be, and then reading the volition scriptures, which would have the volition developers logo being having the laurel leaf arc symbol underneath it, like being placed over the head of the character that would be reading from the volition scriptures, and having the in-game volition scriptures book being interactable, and the reading progress bar being loading up, like as if it's like a loading screen type of loading bar as a progress bar, depending on how long the arc is.
I'm not going to be taking any calls today. Oh, thank you, Chuck. I just need the picture. Are you going to see those pictures?
And having that being said,
This is just what I needed.
having purgatory, the underworld, the heavens, and the mortal realm being expanded upon,
Came here last week with Jim. I'm not going to be taking any calls today.
and the volition scriptures book being unlocked to be readable,
Priorities.
and the pages in the in-game volition scriptures not being low res but being high resolution text and images, high resolution, not low resolution, like it would be in GTA 3. And each page would not be stiff, like the page, like the slips of paper, notes.
New notification.
That would be
/60 minutes.
like be in fact like boom, being able to be stiff but be like flexible, and the whole book being lay flat, that kind of thing. Just saying.